morning, everyone. We are the Group 3. Today, we are going to report about detailing the market, segmentation, and positioning to maximize the value of the product application. Key issues. Explain why different applications and technologies often coexist in one market. Explain how to identify the target segment for a new technology and its application. Discuss positioning as a way to enhance the perceived value of the new product application. Explain the use of customer feedback and co-creation with first innovative customers as ways to validate assumptions about customer demand and ability to create product market fit. First, we are going to tackle about conceptualizing the market. Many people think that market refers to customers or customer demand, but these are only one part of the market. The market is where supply meets demand and exchange take place. The market is also where the price or going rate is determined. Supply refers to seller competing for customers in the marketplace. Demand involves prospective customers trying to satisfy their needs. Abel proposed a model that is still widely recognized for conceptualizing a market. It is used for tech entrepreneurs because it explains why multiple applications and their technologies often coexist in one market. Although markets may seem homogeneous, generally different groups of customers can be distinguished based on their needs and buying behavior. Customers have not just a single need, but rather a set of related needs that they try to satisfy. Example, opening a door but also locking it, or also needing a door that can automatically open and close, or is burglar proof. Because some technologies and their applications are better at satisfy different combinations of needs than are other technologies, certain customer groups will be particularly attracted by a certain technology. Example, most people's houses have a simple door, hand and lock, but business with high traffic or where people have to carry things and cannot use the handle may prefer an automatic door. This explains why certain customer groups may prefer one technology's application over another. Consistent with this logic, Abel's conceptualization of the market consists of three dimensions. First, alternative customer groups. Second, customer needs that exist in the marketplace. And third, alternative technologies used for the different product applications. The first dimensions of Abel's model, customer groups or segments, refer to question, who are the customers? In most markets, several groups of customers exist. The second dimension addresses the question, what needs to do these customer groups have? Although the vertical axis shows all needs, different customer groups have different sets of needs. By ordering the needs from the basic to the high and ordering the customer groups from most to least sophisticated, a logical picture emerges. The third dimension refers to the question, how are needs satisfied? Different technologies and their applications are expected to be better and able to address the set of needs of some segments than others. At any point in this time, different technologies and thus applications coexist. In Figure 3.1, applies Abel's ideas to the lighting market. Available technologies range from candles to light bulbs to LEDs. Several customer groups and a list of needs are also shown. Inside the matrix, we find the actual product that customer groups buy to satisfy their specific needs. A firm's position can now be indicated in the figure. It concerns those combinations of the three dimensions it uses and targets. This is the firm's business domain or scope of its activities. Abel Frameworks offers the entrepreneur not only an understanding of the startup business domain, but of the needs it tries to satisfy and for which segment. At the same time, it offers a view of the competition it faces. The other technologies and their applications are potential substitute to the customer. Other firms applying the same technology are direct competitors to the entrepreneur. Because customer groups, needs, and technologies vary over time, the model is dynamic rather than static. Change may occur along one, two, or in fact all three dimensions. If an entrepreneur uses a new technology for its innovative application, for example, a new online store where you can self-design your own 3D printed lamp or light fixture. The technology access is extended if its product application also cultivates a latent need. Growth via the customer need access will occur simultaneously. Example, a desire to make your own lamp design. For the entrepreneur, the key question now is which customer group is most likely to recognize the importance of the new technology and consider my new product and thus switch. The above model helps develop assumptions about the market and particularly customers groups. This can subsequently be tested by approaching customer of this segment for validation. Now, let's proceed to the customer segmentation. The challenge of the entrepreneur is to identify the target customers for the new product application. Because the market generally is heterogeneous, the first challenge is to identify the segment with the best matching latent needs and customer behaviors. Targeting this segment will increase the chance of success significantly. If this customer like the new product concept and are convinced of its superiority over alternatives in the marketplace, a prototype can be developed. So, after identifying the market and developing assumptions about the potential target segment, problem interviews with a customer from this segment should be conducted. These interviews should focus on the shortcomings of current alternatives and specifically the problems that customers experience. What is their problem level? Must love? Nice to have solved? Don't need to solve? How do customers rank their top 3 problems? It is important to interview several customers from the segment to get a good perspective of these customers and their problems. It is important to make sure that the respondents you involve are representative of this segment. The deconstruction of the market in more and less homogeneous customer groups or segments is a core marketing concept. It is called market or customer segmentation. Two main approaches for identifying customer segments can be distinguished. Number 1, a priori or deductive, and number 2, post hoc or inductive. Identification of customer segments. In the above discussion of the above concept of the market, we clearly use the former. In the priori approach, the entrepreneur identifies the segments beforehand based on the prior knowledge. By simply looking at a market, you may notice particular groups and thus potential segments of customers attracted to certain types of products. Example, a small and large painting firms with less and more professional purchasing behaviors, respectively. The quality of such segments can be tested by checking whether the customer of these segments react to the product, offers, and related marketing efforts differently. The lean canvas approach uses a priori approach, calling for a brainstorm of possible customers. You most likely already have a inkling of the problem, solution, and a customer in mind. Start by brainstorming the list of possible customers you envision using your product. A customer is someone that pays for your product. Split broad customer segments into smaller ones. You can effectively build, design, a position, a product for everyone. The post hoc approach, customer segments and derive using market research. Respondents are surveyed using a carefully worded set of relevant questions and evaluating their product preferences. Statistical analysis, particularly hierarchical cluster analysis, is then used to identify groups or segments. First, you look for the significant differences in product preference, as well as other factors such as quality advice, personal contact, warranty or services contracts to derive the segments. Then you try to find the characteristics to describe the customers of each segment.
Doing it right, check your segmenting. Important criteria for evaluating the quality of the derived segments include size, determined by the number of consumers in the segment but also its spending and growth potential. Buying power, the people should be willing to buy but also able to afford your product or service. Identifiability, it is important that the people or firms in this segment can be identified. It implies that the consumers of the segment are homogeneous enough to be profiled. Accessibility, The more detailed information we have on consumers' buying behavior, the better we can implement marketing efforts for this segment. Stability. The segment should be homogeneous but also sufficiently stable over time to justify your attention. Understanding consumers' value for the initial target segment. The seminal work of Clayton Christensen, we can develop our ideas about the most likely target segment more. Christensen studied the downfall of market leaders such as Kodak, Digital, Polaroid, and Blockbusters. He noted that these firms had not responded to the new technology because it seems to underperform for the dominant consumers in the market that they were serving. Consistent with this developed the idea that new technologies and their applications typically enter a market from below. He used a simple figure to illustrate his idea. See the figure 3.2. On the y-axis, the product of performance of any technology is shown, while the x-axis represents the simple timeline. As the positive slopes of the market and technology lines imply, over time, market requirements increase and technology matures. As a result, acceptable product performance of the market increases over time. Technology 1 and 2 respectively are also shown. Due to progress, a technology eventually will overshoot, that is, deliver more benefits than the customers desire. Your computer or engine faster than you need. Let us now look at the point on figure 3.2 where the new technologies or technology to perform becomes acceptable for some consumers in the marketplace. This acceptable level of a particular application of the technology generally concerns a specific consumer group that is segment. Identifying this consumer segment is key for the entrepreneurial marketer of a new technology and its application. At the point where the new product application of the disruptive technology. When we say disruptive technology is an innovation that significantly alters the way that consumers, industries, or business operate. The new product including its product categorization and consumer value. Particularly, radical new products may not fit existing product categories and give way to the development of new ones. Smartphones, smartwatches, and alcohol-free beer. We will now reflect more on this consumer segment adopting the new technology. The consumer segment interested in the new technology clearly likes the unique benefits of the new technology and its application but does not mind its drawbacks. When we say drawbacks, it is mean a disadvantage. Consumers, the trade-off is positive and they thus perceive the highest consumers' value for the new technology. These are the people who like electrical cars for the new technology and to fight pollution, fossil fuels. They took for granted the fact that the first cars had very limited driving range. The consumers of this segment will evaluate the new application relative to their current solution and then switch. If they are happy with their current alternative and feel the extra value for the new technology is too small, they will not change. If they can improve their situation substantially, they will switch. Targeting using equation. When we say equation, a way of thinking and decision making that is based on the idea that entrepreneurs create their future by taking action and making things happen. Abel's market and domain definition can be used to define the market and explore which consumer segment is the best target. It offers a way to explore product market fit by detailing the benefits. In a second stage, this need to be verified that is tested. This can be done using problem interview with consumers from this segment. Figure 3.3 illustrates the use of Abel's market conceptualization for an early provider of digital cameras. First, digital cameras has the benefit that user could see the image quickly and share it via the web or email with friends. Thus, it was quickly obvious that the early digital cameras were best targeted at consumers and within this consumer segment to the technology enthusiasts, the innovators. These people liked the benefits and did not mind the fairly high price or low resolution of the first cameras. As soon as the resolution problem were resolved, camera speed improved and manual settings become available. Additional segments become interested and could be targeted effectively. As the technology matured and progressed, even dominant consumers of the old technology become interested. The market for the photo and video in 2021 looks very different from 2000s. Another more recent example is electric cars. Due to the problems with battery technology, the first cars struggle with the sufficient range. Their driving range was limited to 100 to 120 km, suggesting poor performance compared to the existing technologies. For combustion and diesel engines, driving ranges of 800 to 1,200 km are standard. As soon as the technology evolved and driving range of electric cars range 250 to 350 km, this problem decreased, rising interest of other segment too. Based on the examples, we can now summarize how to discover the initial target segment for the selected new product application. See Figure 3.4. First, the general dimensions of the market should be determined, that is, which technological alternatives and products exist and which consumer segment and needs can be identified. Second, the market view should be expanded with the new application. What are the unique attributes of the new product application, idea, and technology? And thus, what are the benefits offered? In addition, which value dimension or benefits that consumers are consumed? Who are less well covered and served by the new technology? Third, for which segment is the value of the application most important and favorable? In this final evaluation, both gains and losses that consumers incur should be considered carefully, making the trade-off analysis consumers will make for themselves determine their likelihood of adoption is key. Next, you should validate your assumptions by interviewing actual consumers from the target segment about the problems they experience with the current situation.
Detailing the market. Customer involvement biases mitigation techniques. York and Daines focus on customer involvement in entrepreneurial process and identify several biases and heuristic carrying. The mask raised for decreasing success, the list of mitigation techniques was updated from the original suggestion. Selection bias. Most common bias, the data collected are biased by looking only. Blank 2007 argues that against this bias. But many entrepreneurs still gravitate to confirmation-oriented sources. Representativeness bias is focusing on small, non-random sample for matter of convenience, and limited source will limit generalization of result. Acquiescence bias is related to selection bias. This represents the tendency of respondent to give desired rather than truthful answer, not waiting to tell someone their baby is ugly. Confirmation bias resulting from the tendency to favor and interpret information in a way that confirms prior beliefs. Overconfidence bias is concerned the tendency of people to overestimate their knowledge, but overconfidence leads to the blocking out important feedback or alternative perspective. It can be determinal. Optimism is an essential characteristic of the entrepreneurial mindset and helps ideal with the setbacks. Locating in an environment with other startup and advisor, etc. incubator, where internal feedback is readily available. Undergoing training in customer development activities to strengthen information gathering skills. Conducting all customer feedback activities as a team. Engaging a mentor or advisor to play the devil's advocate. Different customer rules and co-creation. Customers are arguably the most important external partner for a small entrepreneurial firm developing a major innovation. Covillo and Joseph studied customer involvement in young firms and identified 10 rules customer can perform. We represent them in Table 3.2, the rule barriers from customer feedback on the startup essential idea. To co-developing the prototype as discussed above to help promote the product in the marketplace. However, also the rules of early buyer and co-financer of the R&D effort development buyer are mentioned. These rules are an extension of the early market validation. This make it is an even better way of establishing customer support for idea and thus confirming customer interest. Additional customer rules related to offering help market the new product and acting as an advocate for a startup. It is new technology. Convilio and Joseph results show that successful startup is systematically involve customer in all stages of their product development. Support the importance of involving innovation and positively minded prospective customer early. It suggests that constant and extensive customer involvement helps both early market validation of the new product and the search for available. It will also offer a basis for continuous improvement of the product and firms the market. Opportunity review. Source of essential feedback. Startup get feedback from customer on product idea or concept. Discuss product application and future and how this may help resolve current irritation, output perform current solution. Source of talent needs. Startup identify an unarticulated or talent needs when observe or questioning customer. Customer-based funding. Development buyer. Startup approaches and sell the concept as a development deal to specific lead customers for R&D funding. Early buyer. Startup approaches customer for an early sale, thus providing a revenue base for R&D. Development and testing. Technical advisor. Startup as customer for technical input or specification and technical guidance. Co-developer. Customer engage in hands-on development and trials throughout development and testing. Commercialization. Reference. Startup ask lead customer to act as first reference and provide information on the product to other potential customer. Promoter. Customer reference innovation to other potential customers and or leverage network for sale development. Feedback. Sounding board. Firm asks customer for feedback on the concept, product, or market. User and critic. Customer offer extensive opinions, feedback, or data on the concept, product, or market. Involving lead customers, how to identify them. For entrepreneurs, involving innovation target customer in their product development is important. However, reaching that stage generally involves serious investment of the money and time, which both may be lost in the target customer than fail to see the merits of this new application. Makes great sense to get quick feedback on the product concept instead. Based on the first-hand customer critic, change to the new product concept can be. However, its important question is how to find this innovative customer. Leads user have conscious awareness of the domain-specific needs, are motivated to innovate to satisfy those needs. Solution to their needs. Recent research has focused on development scales to help identify the right customers to involve in a product development that is concentra as startup of bovine health monitoring. Found out the farmers are open to. In the circles, there are more and less innovative farmers present. They agree that critique will be shared them with the firm to help learn and improve the product and serve rather than discuss it with outsider. And it involves farmers from different countries and climates.